they said, okay, we don't want to take it away completely because it's not right. At least we'll take away this evil inclination of people that want to be close to the closest people to them, like adultery, somebody with his sister, with his mother, with his daughter, stuff like that. And this they were able to remove, to take away. Okay, so we see that the Yetzer is a good thing, and we spoke about the Yetzer in the past, how when somebody is limited, it's the best thing that happens to him. When he is free to do whatever he wants, he just gets lost. Okay, so Parashat Ki Tetzeh, I told you it's always read in Chodesh Elul, and in this month, this is the month, it's kind of a transaction month between all whatever we did in the past year and whatever we'll do the next year. The past year, you, let's say, took upon yourself certain things. You said, I will accept Shabbat 5 minutes earlier. I will not talk Lashon Hara every day, let's say for 10 minutes, let's say you take upon yourself to wear more tzanua. Let's say you take upon yourself, whatever. And these are the days that you go back to the year and you make, you think to yourself, was I able to pass it? Was it okay? Something that I have to work on? What maybe next thing I have to take upon myself? So it says over here, when you meet Eshet Yifat Torah, first bring it to the house, because in the war, everything, no order, everything is changed, everything is different over there. Bring it home. Not in the camp, not in the forest, not in the village, not at home. See how you're acting towards home. When people's mechanism is a bit broken, is a bit wrong, it gets wrong, so first thing somebody has to do is to go back home. And you postpone your evil inclination until you get back home. At home it's different. Whatever was attacking at you outside in the road, at home, okay, it becomes weaker usually. So the second thing that the Torah told us is to, after bringing it home, is to take away all the covers, okay, all the outer coverings that we have around us, because all the power of the Yetzer Hara is in the temptations that he has upon us. And we could overcome on these temptations whenever we remove, the hair, the nails, whatever we mentioned before. So, and then the timing that she waits and she cries. So these 3 steps, people can go back to normal and think different. This is good for anything, not only for Eshet Chayil. For any other thing, it's good also. The minute that somebody commits a sin, he's just confused. It says, אין אדם עובר עבירה, אלא אם כן נכנסה בו רוח שטות, מסכת סוטה. Only when some kind of something gets into him. So we have to know that the good is real, that the evil, the bad, is just imagination. And here's where we learn that the home, the house, is so important. Home doesn't create by itself, doesn't come by itself. You have to invest for the home, for the house to be a home, to be protected, to be good. It's like a wall we mentioned before, a woman, a wife, a family, a society, a neighborhood, friends in the Shiur, or guys in the Bet Midrash, or the Shiur that they have, the Daf Yomi. All these things are very important, and you have to invest because it doesn't come by itself. So don't go outside, look for things. Be at home, okay? Because these are things that are very, very important. Okay, this is the thing I wanted to mention before. We spoke about children, how when somebody marries Eshet Yifat Torah, and the relationship is not from love, from respect, just from desires, so then it reflects on the children later on. There's an example here of a very, very important king in Israel by the name Chizkiah. Chizkiah Melech, a lot of people said that he was so righteous, he was about to be the king of Mashiach. But then he wasn't for all kind of reasons. A very big miracle happened to Chizkiah. Bavel, the Babylonians, come to fight against him. A lot of people, millions of people, and he's so much afraid, but he trusts in Hashem. And Hashem makes him a big miracle that in one day, all of them were killed, and he didn't do anything for that. Hashem just made a miracle that all these people that came from Babylon to fight against him, they died. He was very happy, everything was okay. Later on, we know that, you know the story, he didn't want to get married. He saw that his children are going to become evil. He didn't want that. And comes to him Yeshayahu, the prophet tells him, it's not your calculations, you have to get married. It doesn't matter what's going to come after, it's not your calculations. So he tells him, okay, you give me your daughter, maybe with your marriage, with me, we could do something together. He got married to her, and twins came out of it, Menashe and Avshakeh, 2 boys. Now, a little bit before, once this miracle happened to Chizkiah, so he was waiting and praying to Hashem that Hashem should accept his tshuva, because he didn't get married. And Hashem made the son wait and not sat down to accept his prayers. The king in Bavel, Ben Baladan, something like that, he was very shocked. He was impressed by the fact that a big miracle like that happened to Chizkiah. And he tells he's a great man. So he sends him messengers. All of them were wearing the most beautiful clothing, all of them the same. Beautiful swords, nice colors, all these hats that they had and weapons that they had, made a lot of impression. All these people come to give thanks or to acknowledge or to give hellos to this king Chizkiah. It says that the wife of Chizkiah saw them, and it got into her that these guys, they look very impressive. The messengers of the king from Babel. It gets into her. We don't know exactly what she thought, but she thought that it made a big impression on her. There is something that you know, it's called Bnei Tesha Midot. When man and woman have relations, they have to be careful not to have bad thoughts, not to think about other women. Oh, God forbid if he hates her, God forbid if he's drunk, God forbid, all kind of situations. It could influence on the behavior, on the personality of the children that are going to come from this relationship. So we guess, or it says also that she thought something about them, and because of that came these 2 children, Menashe and Avshakeh. One day when they were 3 years old, their father carries them on his shoulder. And he hears one saying to the other, I wonder how it's going to be if we're going to take and make a scrambled egg on top of our father's head, something like that. And the other one says, no, I wonder, Menashe says, I wonder how it's going to be if I'm going to worship idol on my father's head, something like that. Chizkiah got so upset, he took them and he threw them on the floor, on the ground. Avshakeh died on the spot, Menashe got wounded. Okay. Where these children are coming from, God forbid, when there was some kind of a damage in the thought, it's enough. You don't need more than that. A damage in the thought. She, God forbid, thought about something else. He, God forbid, thought about. And this is how children, God forbid, can come bad, wrong, something not good over there. How we have to be careful in these things. So when we go to the fight in this world, okay, There's all kind of adoptions, things that we get used to them and adapt to ourselves. Could be good food. You like to eat only from this and this restaurant. You like to eat, not only food, it could be if it's certain jewelry that you want. If it's less than $1,000, you're not going to look at this even. All kind of things that people, he has to go to this gym and she has to go to buy this very expensive dress. And he has to, if they're not living this type of life or whatever, all these are atzat hayetzer, it says. And Parashat Torah teaches us that the Torah doesn't want us to prevent from all the good things in the world. That's not the idea. But you have to think, I want to get something. What is the purpose of it? Will it help me to serve Hashem better? Or is just for enjoyment, just to have fun, just because they have, just because to show off or whatever. So this is things that people have to think, decide for themselves what's good. For example, there was this man that was not religious. He loved surfing in the ocean, on the waves. And so once he became Chozer B'Tshuva, he comes to his rabbi and he says, Rabbi, I love surfing. Should I continue doing that, going from time to time? Or should I forget about this altogether and go and study Torah and that's it? So the rabbi gives him advice. He told him, first, don't do it for a while. Let's say 6 months you decide not to do it. You learn Torah, you learn some ethics, you learn whatever. But then think, if you want to come back to it, so fine, you can go back to it. It's fine, it's okay. But you think, is it because I love surfing because I was young, I had nothing to do, so I went to the seashore and and I did it? Is it because I liked going out with, I don't know, girls over there? Is it because I liked showing off, or I made sports? What was the reason that you did that? If none of this, if you don't care about none of this, but it's the sports that you like, and you go back and you want to go back to it, so fine. From time to time you can limit yourself and do it. But if you don't need it, so you don't need it. It's up to you. So it depends on the person. Many people that make a change in their life, they also have a debate. Can I continue with the thing that I started before, or should I stop it completely and change my ways? Depends. Depends what they do, depends how they do, and so on. So Amidrash says that the first 3 mitzvot, as I said before, are mitzvot that are written here are in a something that's called avera goreret avera. One sin drags after him another sin. As I said before, Eshet Torah, drags to Isha Snua, you'll hate her eventually, and then to Ben Sorol Moreh, children that are not educated. And the Torah does care and wants that the children, the foundation, the family will be strong. So, also the mitzvot. The Torah doesn't want us only to prevent from sins, but also to make mitzvot. If we just prevent ourselves from sin but don't make mitzvot, we're losing a lot over there. There was this rabbi that came to a town, and he asked the people around, I'm a magid, I'm speaking, I'm giving lectures. Do you need something? Do you want me to talk about something this city lacks? You need something? And they say, so he meets one guy and he tells him, no, everything's okay, everything's fine. There's no robbers here, there's no stealers, there's no murderers. Okay, there's no robbers, there's no, but is there any mitzvot that somebody, this Gimilut Chesed, something special over here that I could speak about? There's some other mitzvot or what? He tells him, no, nothing. As long as they don't do sins, why to criticize them? Everything is okay. As long as they don't make sins, everything is fine. The rabbi didn't like this answer. So he was thinking what to speak to these people in that city. He went outside of the town and he saw a dead body of a donkey. Smelled he decided that he wants to teach them a lesson. He asked his servant, the one that helped him, to go and buy black clothing, something black material, so that he would cover him. And he told him, go and tell to the people of the town that a big rabbi came, and I would like to speak to the people about something important. There is a met mitzvah. Met mitzvah means there's a dead person. We don't know who is his relative, and nobody is there to bury him. So if such a thing happens, everybody has to come out and be in his funeral and then bury him respectfully. So he goes to the city and tells the people, there's a met mitzvah, you have to come out. You have to close all your businesses, you have to come out. It's a mitzvah, you have to go, you have to come. So everybody comes to that location that the rabbi decided. Next to him is this body, and it's covered with black. Nobody knows what's in there. And he wants to make a eulogy now to this person. So what does he tell them? You know, we mentioned it last week when we spoke about Egla Rufa, when there's a dead person and next to the city, and we don't know who killed him or how he died. So the people, the city that is close to it, take responsibility. They take this calf, okay, a heifer it's called, or they axed it, and they say, Yadenu lo shafru et hadam hazeh, we're not responsible. Now, this is when a regular person dies, but when this special rabbi or special person dies, everybody has to make respect. So he tells them, I want to tell you a little bit about this dead person. He never in his life says dvarim betelim, never said nonsense, never spoke lashon hara, rechilut, sheker, never lied, never said bad things in his mouth. All his life was in ta'anit dibur, never even spoke. It was ta'anit dibur, he doesn't talk. היה מהנעלבים ואינם עולבים, when somebody insults him and he doesn't answer back. שומעים חרפתם ולא משיבים, hear the insults, hear the problem, but again, don't respond. גבו נתן למכים, his back he gave to people to lash him, he never responded. וסבל הכל בדומיה, he just suffered quietly, he didn't say anything. Even in these matters, never ate too much, never ate meat, never slept in a bed in all his life, was happy with what he had, didn't ask for more. And even though it was cold, it was hot, it was this, he was always so humble. So the people in the town are like, who is this righteous person? Who is this? We don't know who died. And so the rabbi gets out of the stage and he uncovers this dead body, and everybody, and they go back, and it's so smelly and it's so ugly, and they are, Rabbi, what, you make fun of us? What is this? The rabbi is, no, God forbid, I don't want to make fun of you. But you think that so mela is enough. So mela is not enough. Aseh tov, making mitzvot, caring for Shabbat, caring for kashrut, caring for making chesed to one another. This is what makes a Jew very special Jew, especially as we are here in Chodesh Elul. So these things are very, very important. A woman, let's say she wants to take upon herself to be nicer to her husband. It says about Shlomo Melech that one day he was sitting next to the window and he was learning Torah, and he knew the languages of the animals. So he hears a dove and its mate talking. So the male dove tells to the female, I'm so smart, I'm so strong, I know how to do this and how to do that. And the female doesn't care. She doesn't support him, she doesn't compliment him, she doesn't say anything. And you see this King Solomon, King Shlomo over here? I'm even stronger than him. I can do stuff greater than him. He tries to boast around and show off, and his female doesn't respond. So King Solomon calls him, and he's from fear, he flies to the king. And the king says, what do you do? He says, I'm just trying to impress my wife, that's it. I'm not, God forbid, nothing against you, just trying to impress my wife. And the king tells him, don't tell your wife things that you're not capable of. What do you say, things about me? I can kill you in one shot, what do you mean? He says, no, I'm just trying to impress my wife. He released him, he went back. He goes back to his wife. And again, he tries to take her attention, and she doesn't care. And he's like, I'm so strong, I'm so beautiful, I'm so brilliant. Even King Solomon is jealous of me. King Solomon learned from this that if a male dog needs attention, compliments from a female dog, definitely we human being, husband, how much compliments he needs from his wife. You are the greatest, you are the best, you are the best thing that happened to me. Kol hakavod, I admire you, you do so much, you're the father of my children. Something that we can take upon ourselves. It's always a good thing to take upon because we're in the family and day by day and so things that we have to be careful.
And who will tell the truth?
Who will tell the truth? What? Finished? Huh? So these are the sins that we have to work upon ourselves. People feel sometimes too much jealous about other people. They're too arrogant, things that we have to work on. Bad qualities, tzniut maybe, kashrut outside the house maybe, or even things like not to despair. You think, I'm not worthwhile, I'm not that righteous, it's not for me. Don't think like that, it's not true. Even if you failed one time to make halot or to, do certain mitzvah, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't continue and try again and again and again. Gezel, small little things. You go to the store and you're missing few pennies, and he tells you, okay, next time. Why do you have to wait for next time? Maybe you will pay, maybe you will not pay. So take out a few tomatoes, or take out something else, and you don't have to owe anybody, because small little things, we don't remember them. Internet. Nobody watches you, what you're seeing, and where do you go, and you decide, I'm not getting into this site. I don't want to spend too much time. I don't want to, you decide yourself what to do. I want to get up early in the morning. So, and the Yetzer bothers you, tomorrow, next time, and you try to outsmart the Yetzer. You tell him, now I'll wake up, I'll drink something, I'll go back to bed. You will never go back to bed afterwards. But this is how you try to outsmart the Yetzer. The same way he treats you, you try to treat him. There was this old man that little kids used to play under his window. It always bothered him very much. So he didn't know how to stop them from all these noises that they do. He wanted to outsmart them in a way that they won't go against even. So he was thinking what to do, and then he came with an idea. He came down to the kids and he says, something? I need a certain time of quiet time. Whoever is going to be quiet for the next 1 hour, I'll give him 25 cents. Kid says, sure, why not? We'll get 25 cents. Everyone gets 25 cents. The whole week, to all the kids that were there, he gives 25 cents every day, the whole week. Fine. The next week he comes to them and he tells them, something, it's too much for me, I can't. I will pay 10 cents to each one. What? That's not fair. For 10 cents, we don't care. We're not going to listen. And they left. They didn't want to be there. They left. They became quiet. Sometimes you have to outsmart. And this is how you fight against the Yetzer. Instead of going to him straight and you say, no, I'll try, I'll do that. Try it in a different angle, in a different situation, in a different way. Hopefully, it will work out. Another example like that of a man that was walking on the road, and a robber comes to him. Your life or your money? And this man started to shake, didn't know what to do. So he pleaded for his life, please take my money, I don't care, just take everything, and just don't kill me. So he had some mercy in him, and he said, okay, fine. I'll take your money and I'll let you free. He was so thankful. Thank you so much. He tells him, and then he tells him, but you know, this money is not mine. If I'll go back now, and I owe this money to my friend, he'll tell me, whoa, who knows what happened? Maybe you're lying to me. Maybe somebody robbed you. So I need a proof that you robbed me. Can you fire one bullet into my head just to prove that I was stopped by a robber and smuggled? He says, fine, not a problem. He takes his rifle or whatever and he fired a bullet. Then he tells him, you know something? Also some bullets in my coat, so that it will be 100% a proof that you attacked me. Fine, he does it, and then he just stop. There are no more bullets over there. This is when the man grabs an opportunity. He overcomes him. He fights against him. He takes back his man. Now he cannot do anything against him. He doesn't have any bullets. He cannot kill him, and he runs away. So. This is what we do sometimes when we want to fight against the Yetzer. We also have to overcome. Let's finish with something that, this is, by the way, was from Arav Nachman Breslov. He says, this is what somebody has to do when he comes, to overcome the Yetzer. Ki Tetzeh lemilchama, it says, Unetano Hashem Elokecha b'yadecha. There is a promise over here. When we are going to get into a war against the Yetzer, if we going out against the Yetzer, Hashem promises us that He is going to help us to fight it. Many times we don't want to get into the battle. Hashem promises, don't worry, don't be afraid. You're going to get to the battle, you're going to fight it, you're going to win it. Be'ezrat Hashem. Chafetz Chaim says that when he became already old, he was in his 80s, he needs to get up early in the morning to pray. And this Yetzer Hara comes to him and says, no, you're an old man, why do you need to get up? Other younger will come, you'll go slowly, take your time. It's cold outside, it's snowy, it's this. And Chafetz Chaim answers him, I'm 80 years old. You are, even Inclination, 6,000 years old. And you are not tired, and you wake up in the morning early to bother me. If you have so much strength, even though you are much older than me, to get up in the morning and to bother me, I also can fight against you. This is how the Chafetz Chaim was fighting. So, Be'ezrat Hashem, this Chodesh Elul, we're going to try as much as we can to think over what we did, how we want to improve ourselves. We have the Slichot now, we have the Rosh Hashanah soon. בעזרת השם, שהשם יכתוב אותנו בשנה טובה ומתוקה, lots of שמחות, lots of נחת from all our children, שלום בית, all the good things in the world. Thank you so much.
Same to you.
Thank you.